There are a lot of crazy things in the Bible that you just miss the first time through. Sometimes you'll miss it in the second and even the third time through. For me, I grew up reading the Bible and have never once thought about this incredible idea. I have no idea how I missed it. John, the apostle of Jesus, might still be alive. I know it sounds crazy. I'm trying not to be a heretic and will back it all up with scripture. Let me say this first. This is not a salvation issue. What you think about John being alive today or not will not matter at the end of the day, or will it?
The theory that John the Apostle never died is like a plot twist in a biblical soap opera. Some people believe that John, the disciple whom Jesus loved, is still kicking it in the 21st century. Crazy, right? But is there any biblical references to back it up? What do we know? The main scripture reference supporting this theory is John 21:22, where Jesus says to Peter, "If it is my will that he remain until I come, what is that to you?" Now this might seem like Jesus is playing favorites, but it's actually a clue. You see, if John was going to die like a normal person, Jesus wouldn't be so cryptic about it. It's like he's saying, "John's got a special mission, Peter, so mind your own business." Now some argue that what Jesus meant by "until I come" was not referring to the end of the world, but to the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70, when he came and took vengeance on the stubborn religious leaders and destroyed the temple, just like he said he would. Now back to the story. John the Apostle was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. He was the son of Zebedee and Salome and the brother of James. John is often referred to as the beloved disciple in the New Testament, and he is believed to be the author of the Gospel of John, the epistles 1 John, 2 John and 3 John, as well as the book of Revelation. John is also known for being one of the 3 apostles, along with Peter and James, who were present at the transfiguration of Jesus, and for being the only apostle who did not die a martyr's death. Another scripture reference is Revelation 1:1, where John says, "The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show to his servants the things that must soon take place." Now, if John was going to kick the bucket, he wouldn't be writing about things that must soon take place. It's like he's saying, "I'm going to be around for a while, folks." But here's the thing, John the Apostle was a human being, not a vampire. He couldn't just live forever, unless supernaturally kept alive by God himself. The Bible clearly states that he was exiled to the island of Patmos, Revelation 1:9, but it doesn't say he died there, so it leaves the door open for us to wonder. And if you look at the history books outside of the Bible along with urban legend, there's even more reason to think that maybe, just maybe, God has John hidden somewhere in the world today, and he is still alive.
For example, there is another story about the Apostle John surviving an execution attempt. The story goes that John was arrested by the authorities and taken to Rome, where he was sentenced to death. The execution method was boiling oil. However, rather than seeing a man be brutally boiled to death, the crowd witnessed a miracle. John stood in the oil completely unharmed. This event is said to have taken place in Rome, and the specific ruler who sentenced John is not mentioned in the text. At another time, John was given poisoned wine to drink, but he blessed it, and the poison came out in the form of a snake. This is why he's often depicted in art holding a chalice with a snake coming out of it. So, yes, it seems John was almost poisoned, but he had a divine intervention that saved him from a rather venomous situation.
Now it gets even stranger when you consider what happened to the other 11 disciples of Jesus. They were all put to death for following Christ. Yes, all of them, except for John. The specific details of each apostle's death are as follows. Simon Peter, the cornerstone disciple of Jesus, is believed to have been beheaded in Rome between 64-68 CE. Andrew, the brother of Simon Peter, was crucified. James, the son of Zebedee, was executed by Herod around 44 CE. John, the beloved disciple, was exiled to the island of Patmos, but it is not mentioned that he was put to death. Philip was martyred in Hierapolis. Bartholomew was martyred. Thomas was martyred in India. Matthew was martyred. James, the son of Alphaeus, was martyred in Jerusalem.
Thaddeus was martyred.
Simon the Zealot was martyred. Judas Iscariot, the betrayer of Jesus, took his own life. So, 11 of the 12 disciples were put to death for their faith, all except for John. When you hear this, it should make your faith stronger. That's a powerful testimony. It's amazing how Jesus' followers were willing to die for what they believe in. You should feel like you just had a spiritual protein shake. But in all seriousness, hearing their testimonies can be a powerful encouragement and a reminder to keep trusting in Him. So, the theory that John the Apostle of Jesus never died could be more like a biblical urban legend than a solid theological belief. But hey, who knows? It sure is possible and open for debate. Maybe John is out there, sipping a latte, writing about the future, and waiting for the end times for Elijah to show up so they can prophesy together. What do you think about this theory? Let us know in the comments below. Do you think John is alive? Be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. If someone were exiled to the island of Patmos today, they would likely have a very different experience than the Apostle John did in the 1st century. What would you do if you were there? What if they didn't have Wi-Fi and you couldn't keep watching our channel? Okay, that's enough for now. Until next time.